Hey, what's up, world, and welcome to the Take One Podcast, episode 156. I'm your host, August C. Jones, and today we're just going to talk about one particular subject. AMC is the whole topic of that subject, and I have a lot to say about what's been going on with AMC as of late. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into things. AMC just recently came out and said that they're going to do some stuff that I honestly I can see why they would do it as far as like business financially wise, but just as a consumer, it really is as a customer. So they came out and they said that they were going to start lowering or upping the price on the movie tickets, as well as limiting the screen time. Well, the showings of movies, and that to me is very disappointing. One of the simple facts is that right now we're in a big kind of like we're still in a pandemic. We still are. It's not as bad as you could say like last year, but we are still in it. I mean, cases are rising. We have a different variant of the disease, and now it's like things are seemingly coming back together, but things are looking to possibly be shut down again. So we might find ourselves back in the whole space of like 2020. And when it comes to that, you would think that companies like AMC, who were on the brink of filing bankruptcy, who were on the brink of possibly closing their doors and not being open again, just being closed forever. The top movie theater chain in the world was going to cease to exist this year. And that's how it was looking back in January until miraculously, bam, they just bloomed and blossomed. And then now theaters are like back open, masks aren't mandated and everything else, and things are looking to be up. People are going back to the movie theaters. Not like before, but it's getting there. It's getting up to that point. So with things not being as great as it was pre-pandemic, you would think that with all the other options right now that are available to people, that one of the things would be trying to make going back to the theaters more appealing. Do you really think, because people always make this whole thing up, and I'm not going to get really into it because I know more on the subject, more information on it than, what people would normally know, is the whole thing of concession prices and ticket prices in certain areas and all that stuff. Like, it's expensive to go to the movies. You got to pay $10 per person. If you have a family, you're going to come out the ass. You're going to pay out the ass. Concessions, you're gonna pay out the ass for concessions. $6 for a hot dog. It's ridiculous prices. I paid $5 recently for a bottle of water that you would get at the store for maybe one something. $5 for a bottle of water at the movie theater at AMC. That's crazy, right? Crazy. And it's like people are already been complaining about this. That's why you got people sneaking in food and all that stuff because of just the prices. So in an era where a lot of people are having trouble finding jobs and everything else, unemployment is, high and all that stuff, you really want to make going to the movies more expensive by the ticket, as well as concessions, making it more expensive, and then shortening the window times of movies that are out. And it's like, I thought that because, we're people are still getting acclimated to going back to the movie theaters, that this is just going to be for it right now, and when the pandemic is over, that's when, things are going to go back to normal. But AMC seeming like they're not about to go back to, what how they used to be before, where the last showing of a movie will probably be 9:45, 10 o'clock or whatnot, at least where I'm at. I know it's probably later in other cities or whatever, depending on where you're at. But that's literally where I was at. That was the time of the latest shows, which those are the shows that I would much rather go to, because I work half the day, get off around maybe 4 or 5:30, whatever. So to have to be able to go home, maybe do a couple things, eat, take me like a hour or two nap, and then get up refreshed to where I can go to a 9 o'clock movie, 9:30 movie, and be able to watch, that or whatever before I call it a night. It's like, that's great. That way I'm not sitting here like nodding off or trying to stay woke during an hour and a half, 2 hour, 2.5 hour movie. And a lot of times it's more convenient for people, not just for me, but let's say you have a child, and let's say, that's the only time that you can get out. A young child, like under 5. That's the only time you can get out. Maybe somebody watching them, and okay, all you gotta do is, just watch them. They'll be asleep, blah blah blah. We're gonna go out and watch this movie. Maybe that would be the perfect time for somebody to do something like that. A couple or whatnot. Maybe a single parent. Maybe that's the best time that they can go out, because all throughout the day they can't. And that's not the best thing for AMC to be doing. To be looking down the barrel of the gun earlier this year of possibly, like I said, not opening their doors again as a movie theater chain, to now, okay, we're going to up prices on not only on tickets, but on concessions. And then we're going to limit the window of when you can see movies, to where the earliest normally would have been maybe around 11. The latest, like I said, around 9:30 to 10, and it's like, you would want to try to get people in. This would be the time to kind of experiment with different things. Like, maybe if you go to the theaters 3 times within a month or whatever, or you buy 3 tickets purchase off of AMC, website or the app, then you'll get a free movie or something like that. Do things like that to get people coming. That's one thing. And I will always tell people, like, when it comes to Fandango, I do not like the app. I hate the way it's set up. They made some changes to it recently, but it made it a tad bit better, the bit of the issues that I've had with it before. But overall, the app is not the best app. Like, Atom Tickets, I feel, is the best functioning app for purchasing movie tickets. The only reason why I use, and the only singular reason why I use Fandango app to purchase my movie tickets, is simply because they have a reward system. Every 4 minutes, not 4 minutes, wow. Every 4 movies you see, or that you purchase off of Fandango, you get a $5, movie. Well, you get $5 to use however you want to use it. I mean, it expires after a certain time, but you can use it for renting or buying movies off of Fandango now, which you use it for that, or you can use it for buying, $5 off of a ticket purchase to go to the show. If Atom Tickets had that, like they used to, oh, most definitely I'd be using Atom Tickets. If they had that on the regular like Fandango does. So that's something that AMC needs to start doing. Like, I've always felt, AMC, no one knows this. No one knows this, guarantee you. This is probably your first time hearing about this. Is that AMC has an on-demand service. Don't you think that would have came in handy last year when theaters closed down? Like, honestly, if I'm behind the scenes, my first thing would be, first of all, how can we make our on-demand service more popular? Of course, putting out original content and everything else. Do you really want to jump into the game with Netflix, Disney Plus, and everything else? Maybe. But that will be a thing to get people to come to, your on-demand service. Because not too many people know about the on-demand service that AMC has. Guarantee you. Guarantee you. AMC, all they know is movie theater chains. That's all people know. So that will be one thing I would want to put out into the masses and maybe change up and maybe put more of a priority toward. The other thing is making it more accessible. I ain't gonna say accessible, but making it more of something that people will want to do by coming to the movie theaters. Maybe, Friday and Saturday, maybe, I don't know, maybe just doing something that make it more enticing. Maybe lowering prices at certain times, the matinee. Maybe making it $5, at least for experiment for maybe a month or two. If you go to the movie theaters before 5, it'll be maybe $7. Something like that. Or, just doing something like that. Or maybe just like I said before, like with Fandango, every certain amount of tickets you buy, you get a free ticket, or you get some money off of, concessions, or you get a free this, or you get a free drink, or you get a free popcorn or whatever. And they do have rewards like that. Let me put it out there. They do have rewards like that. If you're a part of Stubbs, you have that, around your birthday, you get a free large popcorn. And basically you acquire so many points, then you get, a $5 reward here, a $5 reward there. But if it was something more accessible, like just simple as buying a movie ticket, every 4 or 5 movie tickets you buy, you get a free movie ticket or something of that nature. If it has something like that to entice people, even for a little while, this ain't got to be a permanent thing. It could be a temporary thing. Maybe every month have a different prize. Every 5 or say every 3 movies you go see, you get one free. And, and it's good for maybe 3 months from that point or something of that nature. This is a time where they need to start making it more enticing. Like I said, I'm gonna keep saying that, more enticing for people to come to the movie theaters, because you got to think now people have options. People are still hesitant to come to the movie theaters when they have options, and even if they didn't have options. You got Warner Brothers did the whole movie slate where they have movies during the day-to-day, where you got movies that's coming out on HBO Max as well as in theaters the same day. So a lot of people are opting to not go to the movie theaters because, for one, they don't have to pay the money. They already got food at the crib, or they probably spend less money going to the store, getting something real quick, maybe cooking or ordering something. Especially if they have a house full of people that maybe want to watch that movie. The Disney movies, or, something that's family oriented like Space Jam. They probably might not want to spend that, especially if you got kids and everything else. Cut it on HBO Max. That's cheaper to get HBO Max and watch it at home and eat at home than it is to go to the movie theater and have to pay for every individual person. And then you have to pay the money for concessions for them to eat, whatever. And, it's just, it's more convenient for them. And like I said, at home you can press pause if you gotta go to the bathroom, this and that. So you have more of a comfort to, just do what you need to do. And a lot of people still don't want to go to the movie theaters because they still feel that, they don't want to catch this. They don't want to catch the new variant. They don't want to get exposed to, COVID. So they're going to stray away from that. And if they have the option to watch that same movie at home, they're going to opt to watch it at home. So with that should be your main priority. Trying to get people back in theaters. Making it more exciting. Making people excited to go back to the theaters. Get them to want to go to the theaters. I'm one person. I'd rather see a movie in theaters than watch it at home. I'll probably watch it the second time at home, like I did Suicide Squad and, The Conjuring 3. But I want to have an experience with, especially a blockbuster, in the movie theaters. I don't want to watch it at home, for the first time. If I have an option to watch it at theaters, I'm like the opposite of other people. I'm gonna watch it in theaters, So it's just they are going the wrong way about it, and I get the whole thing. It's maybe it's a financial thing that cut down costs. If they not open as long as they used to, they don't have to spend as much money for the overhead per month because they're not using that, that they're not spending the money to try and keep the lights on all day and everything else. Then it cuts down on labor and everything. So I get that. And that's why, the up in prices, because if they're shortening the show times, which people can't go there as early as they used to or go there as late, so those hours are cut out. It's like you need to kind of supplement that. I mean, you're cutting down costs, but at the same time, you still need to make that money back for the hours that you aren't open, that you would normally be open. So that's why the up in prices. And I get the whole thing. But at the same time, you kind of need to bring people to your theater in order to do that. And right now, my brother, for example, has not been to the movie theater ever since it closed down. Has not. Not one movie theater, and he's ready to go back and, this and that, because he talked about it like earlier this year, how he's, not going to the movie theater. He's not comfortable. Now he's more comfortable to want to go back to the movie theater. And he has a lot of stuff going on in his life, so it's not just the whole thing of like he doesn't feel comfortable or this and that, blah, blah, blah. It's not convenient. It's just, I don't know. I don't feel like he feels more enticed to go. I feel like there are like a lot of people that's like that don't have a great reason to go back to the movie theaters, and that's what they need to start doing. I feel like it's a mistake for them to be doing what they're doing, but hey, it's all business. They looking at everything. I'm only looking at it from a customer's point of view, with a slight look into how they might be thinking. But I really think that they need to absolutely do something. Make a deal, put out an advertising, a promotion or something every month to get people to go back. If you see 2 movies this month, you get like a free large pop. You see 3 movies this month, you get a free large popcorn or something of that nature. Or do it every 3 movies, you get a free, movie ticket, and that's only for this month. So, just do something like that and make it more enticing to people. And, because right now you got competition with streaming. So your best bet is to try to get people to come to the movie theater instead of staying at home. Give them a reason. But other than that, man, yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel disappointed with AMC right now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still fucks with them hard. I'm an AMC Stubbs A-list. So I'm definitely at the movie theaters every single week, multiple times a week. But I feel like they just fucking up with this whole thing. Like I said, they almost was about to close their doors. So you would think that they would be trying to do everything in their power to really get people going back to the movie theaters. And not only just going back to the movie theaters, but going back to their movie theaters. If you have a Regal and an AMC that's close enough to you, both within 10 to 15 minutes away, you want people to go to AMC rather than Regal. So if people feel like they can get a later showing or whatever going to there, most definitely they're going to go to the Regal. Shit, I wish I had a Regal around me that was open up later. Shit, I'll probably be going there. I'll get the Regal Unlimited. That way I'll be good. So yeah, AMC need to do something different, definitely. And just stop playing these games, man. Act like y'all need to stay open. Just really do. Because if theaters shut back down again, hopefully it doesn't happen. But if it does shut it back down again, then what y'all gonna do? I know I'm definitely at that point gonna buy a whole bunch of stocks, but like I should have did last year. But hey, I mean, hey, I don't know. It's just my opinion. Just one man's opinion. Agree with me if you want. That's just my opinion. And so that has been this episode of the podcast. Like, thank you guys for checking this out. I had a lot to say on this subject. That's why I just limited it to just talking about this particular subject. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe if you aren't, and hit that notification bell for more content. And that is it. Like, thank you guys again, and I will catch you guys on the next one. So peace out and be safe.